15. Let's get it.
the horses because there's a weight limit on
Let's
how
see
big you
what
need to be on the horse.
filter am
Like
I
that's a legitimate
doing today.
restriction. But if it is something like I don't have a beach body, I need to do X, Y, Z to get there. A lot of the times these are artificial barriers that we put on ourselves, and it's one due to fear, and two could be simply because it's
Let's
something
do
that you
8
feel like you
millimeter.
should do even if you don't really want to do it. Like if you notice that when you're like, okay, I need to do this, when it's a completely voluntary thing, because sometimes we put ourselves in these traps. It's something I need to do when you really don't, and you go, but I have X, Y, Z. Creating the artificial barriers when you don't actually really want to do it.
Don't you think it's a little fucked up that you won't do something that you think is fun because of some made-up patriarchal, socialized standard of beauty? Oh, don't worry, Tracy.
I'm watching the
I
Hidden
also put
Channel
myself on a great,
podcast.
not just going to the beach.
Go look her up. She makes some good content as well.
I'm gonna buy cool clothes.
Just gotta find my clock and then I'll
People put these barriers on
get
themselves
started.
because they're too old too. They feel they are too
Right.
old. An argument can be made that this is a societal and patriarchal, whatever sort of standard you want to put out there, but in general, that's a mental barrier that you need to overcome yourself. Because society isn't going to change, but you can say you can flip off societal expectations and do what you want. It's a matter of developing a sense of independent thought and action rather than kowtowing to this message you feel is pervade within the general culture.
Relationship, go skiing, be more ambitious professionally, do all sorts of things I've been putting off. Oh, running with the wolves. Exactly that. Why are you putting off doing any of that stuff? Except for running with the wolves. Never do that. You will die immediately. But everything else, you should do it right now. Why are you putting off doing things?
So she's saying this as in it's too dangerous, so don't ever do it. But
One
no,
down,
that's a
four to go.
legitimate restriction. Like fat people probably shouldn't run with the bulls because they probably can't run fast enough. It's a dangerous activity, even for those that are very like fit. If you are really fat, no, you really shouldn't run with the bulls.
Until you can jam yourself into a body that you've never been. Okay? No. Just because you're fat does not mean you should deny yourself pleasure and sunlight and all the things that make the world wonderful. Imagine missing your entire life waiting to be someone that you'll never be. You can be a mermaid again right now if you want to be.
This has some serious, like high school version of PSA.
Angry fat people! And now, for some annoying and fat-phobic things we all say. Brought to you by diet culture. I didn't eat anything all day. I'm starving. You're allowed to be hungry even if you didn't starve yourself all day. So glad.
Okay, but sometimes you say, I'm starving, I haven't eaten anything all day because you've been majorly busy. Like, there have been times when, like, you're just running constantly and you don't have a chance to eat. That's not diet culture. That's just having a very active life that in a busy job where sometimes you can't stop and eat. And it sucks and there's some issue with the job there, but
I went on a run this morning so I can eat these chips.
Glasses keep slipping off.
No one cares. Eat the fucking chaps. What do you think?
these chips, you're right, no one cares. So
I will if you will. I couldn't possibly finish it by myself. The only reason you need a cosign on your dessert is because we live in a culture that equates eating with sin and deprivation with purity.
No. Have you seen the average American dessert, especially like at a restaurant? They tend to be huge, and sharing with someone not only cuts down on calories, but you're less likely to, because there's also this issue when you, it is, it's an issue that I have sometimes where it's like, because I ordered this, I have to finish everything. It's something I really struggle with
2 down, 3
not
to go.
finishing everything like on my plate, even if I'm no longer hungry, even if I'm full. It's a psychological thing that I struggle with. Sharing with someone can help with that. Less food goes to waste. Let's say you don't want the full dessert and you do want something to pair it with. Like, and even if it's a sort of thing of, I don't want that many calories, and maybe your friend doesn't want that many, so you both eat it, then why is that such an issue? How about, oh my god, if you don't want the dessert, then just say no and the person won't eat it. But this could also be simply a situation of desserts are huge in restaurants, and I don't want food to go to waste. I feel like sometimes I think maybe because fat people, the fat acceptance crew tends to eat more than like the average person. They don't understand that sizes are just simply too big, and people don't want it to go to waste. And if it's something like a frozen dessert or something, it will go to waste if you just leave it, because you, even if you get something in like a to-go container, if it's something frozen, it's gonna melt. So it won't even be edible by the time unless you're going like straight home.
Are those pancakes gluten-free? You're not a celiac. You just need to perform your absolute control over your body's pesky need for nourishment.
No, one, you don't know if someone's celiac or not, and two, sometimes people do just have in certain, like, this happens with my mom. She doesn't have celiac, but there's certain places where for whatever reason their bread disagrees with her. So at certain places she does get gluten free, because for whatever reason in those particular places, whoever their supplier is, the bread disagrees with her. How about, I mean, you guys talk about not policing people's choices and stuff, and yet that's exactly what you're doing.
My God, I'm so full. I feel fat is not a feeling.
Yes, it is. I disagree with that. I do think that that is a feeling, because there have been times when I haven't done it in a long time, and it was something I actually have pretty much fixed over this past year. But there were times when emotionally I would eat entirely too much, and I would feel. I know I didn't typically use the term fat. I use blobby, because I do feel like a big blobby mess. I feel like I'm this rotund blobby mass that's rolling. It's like in one of the Simpsons games where Homer would get so big that he would just roll around. That's kind of how I would feel sometimes when I ate entirely too much.
Gee, I ate that entire burrito in one sitting. Look at my food, baby. You're not fat. You're bloated, you dumb fuck.
That's what you.
Angry fat.
It just amazes me how much they think they're doing here.
3 down, 2 to go.
So yeah, I'm trying this new juice diet where I only drink juice. Can we not talk about your diet? I love the ginger juice. I hate the carrot juice, and the apple beet juice makes my poop come out fuchsia. Seriously, when you're always talking about dieting, it just feeds into this trope that
In general, though, people just, it's not even a matter of dieting. The issue, the connecting issue, I think, is because this happens with someone that's overly fixated on any one thing. And most oftentimes this happens with diet and exercise. People get like overly into Pilates or overly into their newest trendy diet. And like a juice cleanse sounds stupid. And then there's also that overshare of the beet juice turns your poop fuchsia. Like that's more than I want to know when I'm sitting with a friend. I don't necessarily want to know that your poop has turned fuchsia from drinking beet juice. I don't really want to know that. Granted, I'm not much of a friend person, so that's probably part of the reason why. But it's the same thing. I've had friends where like we over video games, and I'm the type of person that kind of has this rotation of hobbies, so I would fall out with video games for a while, but video games was their one hobby, and I would get kind of tired about talking about video games for years on end, and that was like the only thing that we could talk about, so it was the only thing that we had in common, and a lot of those friendships died because I became less interested in video games and became more interested in crafting and stuff. And even people that I share crafting with, the knitters don't necessarily understand when I talk about crochet or embroidery or what have you. And that goes for just about any crafter unless they are kind of a dabbler like I am. And even then, those don't necessarily match up, but the dabblers are a little bit better for me because I get to hear about different projects in different areas, and that's fun. But my point being that this is less about diet or anything related to like weight loss as much as it is about those types of people that tend to become very fixated on the newest thing that they're doing, and it's all they talk about, and they don't have the social skills to be able to tamper that down after a little bit into the conversation, and instead it just keeps looping back around to this one topic. Most people would get frustrated with that.
Human beings have a moral obligation to always be working towards cleaning smaller.
You're also supposed to drink a bowl of salt water every morning to like clean you out. Wow, speaking of which.
Let alone the fact that as your fat friend, your dissatisfaction with your body would lead me to believe that I should be dissatisfied with mine.
It only costs.
I think that that's complete and utter bullshit. I think so.
4 down, 1 to go.
I have a sister who's very into beauty, far more into beauty than I am. My hair tends to get very frizzy. Hers sometimes gets frizzy. She complains about the frizziness of her hair. I in no way internalize that because I can't be bothered to worry about my frizzy hair half the time because I don't want to put the effort in, quite frankly. And my job doesn't really require that I worry about my frizzy hair. So she can buy the product to fix her frizzy hair, and I can feel nothing in regards to fixing mine. It's a matter of where you put your priorities in life. If a big priority, if it's not a priority for you, if health or physical appearance is not a priority for you, that would not have an impact on you. I do tend to worry about my physical capabilities because I tend to be fairly easily breakable and prone to sickness, so I do tend to worry about my physical health, and that's why I've been working on taking in less sugar, eating healthier, reducing my calorie intake to lose some weight, get exercising, taking some muscle, and finding ways that work for me. And yeah, I enjoy the physical benefits of it. For me, though, the priority is health. So because I'm not overly concerned with being super pretty, a lot of the other things in regards to face texture or like different like makeup techniques to hide things doesn't influence me very much because it's not a priority for me. If it's affecting you and making you insecure, it's because it is a priority for you.
$100 for 10 juices,
The Diet Industrial Complex
and they deliver it to your house, which is great.
takes $16
That's it.
billion.
The first day was easy.
Let's talk about the several hundred million with the fast food industry then, huh?
But now I'm starting to feel like a manic sparkly juice fairy.
Pockets of Americans every year.
Am I talking too loud?
95% of weight loss efforts end in failure.
I had a sexual dream about a stack of pancakes last night.
And those dieters gain back weight in 2 to 5 years. 2/3 of those people gain back more weight than they lost.
You know, I just want to have more athletic sex, and I think juicing is the key to that. Angry fat people.
That was just all sorts of stupid. I'm sorry, but it was.
All done. See y'all tomorrow.